So I wonder if beignets is like a strictly New Orleans, I mean not New Orleans necessarily, or if it's more of a French thing, because you know, something happened with the Louisiana Purchase, and that's how you got a whole bunch of Creole people, and Creole people speak Creole, which is like half English, half French, half Ebonics or something, I don't know. What's up, Internet? It's your girl Breezy back for another episode of the Black Girl Baking Show. In the new place. That was so extra, I know. I couldn't help myself though. I'm super excited because I'm in my new kitchen. Took me a good little bit to try to figure out how to get all my lighting set up in my new arrangement. Like literally took me about 2-3 hours. It was treacherous. But I'm here now and I'm so excited to get going and to pick back up and to be consistent once again because I missed it and I know y'all missed it too. So I'm ready to get it popping. For today's episode, the first episode in the new kitchen, I'm going to be doing something that I've actually never even eaten before. It's in the USA, but like slightly derived from somewhere else as well. And that is beignets. But not just beignets. Because we're going into the fall season, I'm gonna be doing some apple cider beignets. Let me pause right now. If you see a fly flying around here, please excuse it. It has been in here, no joke, for like 2 weeks. He'll be quiet for like a whole day. And I'll be sitting there in silence and all of a sudden I hear. So if you see it fly across the camera, please just ignore it. I haven't been able to kill it yet. Anyway, I'm making beignets. Yeah, there's no real I know you saw that. So, without further ado, let's get it poppin'. First thing I'm gonna do to start off these beignets is to get my little skillet warm to about medium heat. And I'm gonna bring 6 tablespoons of apple cider to a boil. And you wanna reduce it to about half. Now, I never really understand what people mean when they say reduce stuff. What does reduce mean? But I think it's gonna like evaporate some of the liquid out or something like that. We'll see. Now while the apple cider is warming up and boiling and reducing to half or whatever the heck that means, I'm gonna slide it over. I'm gonna take a 1/4 cup of warm water, 1 tablespoon of sugar, and a 1/4 of a package of yeast, which I think measured out to be like a 1/2 teaspoon and a 1/2 of an 1/8 teaspoon. It's a really weird measurement. And just whisk that all together. And you're gonna set this aside to start fermenting and proofing and get all foamy. And you can see that the apple cider is starting to bubble and boil. Again, I don't know what it means to reduce it. Okay, so here's what I think it means. I think it means that it'll evaporate out some of the liquid and leave more of the solids and bring out more of the flavor, the remaining flavor of the apple cider. Correct me if I'm wrong. Y'all know I don't know nothing for real. So as this continues to boil and reduce, I'm gonna slide it back over again. I'm going to move on to the next part, which is 1 egg, the 1/8 teaspoon of salt, a little bit of spice mixture. I got some cinnamon and nutmeg, a 1/4 cup of evaporated milk, and a tablespoon of melted butter. Get a light whisk together just to get everything all incorporated into each other. And when the apple cider is finished, I'm gonna pour that in here too. It looks pretty reduced to me. It looks like a lot less. I'm gonna turn this off, take this off of the heat, and let it start to cool somehow, quickly. Don't know how I'm gonna do that yet. I'll figure it out. Let's put this in here just to get away from the hotness of the pot. You know what? I'm gonna stick it in the freezer and hope that helps. So it's cooled down a little bit, probably not as much as it's supposed to, but enough for me. So I'm gonna pour the apple cider right into that other mixture with the egg and whatever the heck else I put in there. I don't remember anymore. And then you take the yeast mixture that's now foamy and a little bit fermented and pour that right on in with everything else, whisking together at the same time. So I have about 1 3/4 cup of flour. This is only about half of it. I'm going to take this mixture and put it in here because this is the bigger bowl and I need more space. Take this and pour it right on top I'm just gonna start stirring it together to try to incorporate the flour into the liquid mixture. I can hear the second line band now. Alright, now I'm gonna take the other half of the flour mixture and shuffle that right on in there and keep stirring. Now it's time to knead. Get out of here, fly! Oh my gosh! Okay, so I'm gonna take some flour and lightly flour my surface a little bit. And I also haven't bought gloves yet. So, you know what that means. Take my little beignet dough. If you ever want to torture me, extort me for money or whatever, you know, if I should happen to blow up and become big one day, make me have to touch things with my hands, with my bare naked hands that are sticky. And I'll tell you whatever you need to know. My money is in the safe, it's in the back closet of my apartment. I'll tell you whatever you need to know, because I just hate it so much. So now I'm just gonna knead the dough until it's nice and smooth. Let me put both hands in, this will go faster that way. So I wonder if beignets is like a strictly New Orleans, I mean not New Orleans necessarily, but a Louisiana thing, or if it's more of a French thing, because you know, something happened with Louisiana Purchase, and that's how you got a whole bunch of Creole people, and Creole people speak Creole, which is like half English, half French, half Ebonics or something, I don't know. And so I wonder if beignets are more of like Louisiana thing, or if it's a French thing that people, you know, just brought over. I don't know. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Now I'm gonna take the same bowl that I mixed my dough up in, take some cooking spray, take my dough, and put her in there. And I'm gonna let this sit and rise for, God dang! The cooking spray gets me every time. This is even a different brand. I'm gonna let this sit and rise for about 2 hours, and then we'll readdress this thing. All right, so we're on to the next section. I'm gonna go ahead and start warming my canola oil. I'm supposed to do 4 quarts apparently, but that seems like a lot of oil. So I'm just gonna do like, I don't know, 7. Meanwhile, back at the ranch, here is my risen dough. I had it rising for actually a little over an hour and a half. I didn't do the full 2 hours. Why? Because I didn't feel like it. As you can see, it's definitely doubled in size. Lightly flour my working surface again. Give the dough a quick punch down. I love to see it deflate like that. That's so fun to me. I don't know. It's just so exciting to see that. Take it and put it right on top of the flour surface. So the goal here now is to roll this into a square. Okay, I think that's it. So now I'm gonna take my pizza cutter and I'm gonna cut these into 2-inch squares. So roll there. That might be a little bit too big, but you know. Go across this way too. While the oil continues to heat up, I'm going to mix together a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, like that. Half a teaspoon of cinnamon and nutmeg put together. And this is going to be the powdered sugar that gets like dusted on top of the beignets at the end. I'm gonna go ahead and put in our first round of beignets and see what happens. There goes 1, there goes 2, just do 3. Said that these are just supposed to cook for about a minute on each side. Don't know. They're getting browner, so that's good. This is definitely longer than a minute, which is not good. I'm gonna chalk it up to first batch blues. Like, you know how the first batches are. This is never good. The first batch of anything when you're doing something like this, it's always trash. Whether it be pancakes, waffles, popcorn. So just for, you know, whatever's sake, here's what one from the first round looked like. But these are all puffing up nicely. Now, as the rest of these are finishing their life cycle in the hot oil, I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up this puppy. So bringing back the cinnamon and powdered sugar, I'm gonna pour that right on in there and dust away. Woo! Beignets! That's it. Stop right there. Well, I'm gonna try one of my little beignets. This one's not too hot. This one's not too hot. Actually, this one has more powdered sugar on it. I have no idea what this is supposed to taste like, feel like, any of that. So, bottoms up. Who they? Nolans. Baby. Alright, here we go. Okay, so let's be technical. Structurally, I believe they're sound. Like, the build is accurate. Nice and soft, pillowy, puffy. I think it is what it's supposed to be, structurally. Flavor-wise, you get the hint, and I do mean a hint, of apple cider in that thing. But aside from that, there's not too much, like, flavor to it. I don't really get it. I think it definitely needed more sugar. I knew I should have put in more sugar. I saw it and didn't do it anyway. So that's on me. Overall, I give this a solid, like, out of 5. 3. Because I think I actually didn't make them correctly, which makes me happy. I just should have put more sugar in there. Another option was to also make a caramel sauce to dip them into. I just didn't feel like doing that. Another option was to like a granulated sugar and cinnamon mixture and roll them in that and then eat them. Didn't feel like doing that. So I feel like this is a solid attempt. You know, I did what I was supposed to do. They turned out correctly, I think. Again, I have no like point of reference to base off of what they should taste like because I've never had beignets before. So, well, that's all I got. So thank you for watching another episode of the Black Girl Baking Show. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what else I should do for breakfast. I got a couple ideas, but if y'all got ideas about breakfast items that I should do, let me know. See you in the next episode. Bye.